there! This is a tutorial on how to assemble the Schatz Dreck-a-Mix installation for viewing in the Bait Hot Foods Out Gallery. Included in the package should be the following items: a pair of headphones, a kiosk enclosure with separate stand, a screen cloth for wiping the iPad glass surface, a ratchet wrench with a size 7 attachment, a bag containing screws, keys, and a button cover, a headset stand, a bag containing a security bolt and cable, a 12.9-inch Apple iPad Pro with detachable cover, and an Apple power cable for the iPad. To open the kiosk enclosure, insert the key provided into each lock and twist until the bolt pops out. Listen for a click. Lift the top cover off and unhook it at the base. Remove the nuts from the kiosk stand and then take off the top metal ring. Place the enclosure backing onto the stand. Place the metal ring onto the bolts and fasten the nuts in place using the ratchet wrench. For the next step, place the enclosure onto a flat elevated surface like a cardboard box. Remove the iPad covering by pulling it gently off of the spine. Store the covering in a secure location because it will not be used in the installation. To power on the iPad, press and hold the button on the upper right top of the device. The passcode for the iPad is 071975. Please keep that number confidential as it will be used to secure the iPad in kiosk mode. The iPad will be displayed in landscape mode using the iBooks application, which does not require connection to the internet. If iBooks presents any problems, the HTML version of the project can be launched instead. The icon for that version is next to the iBooks icon. The HTML version requires internet connectivity. Before the iPad can be plugged into power, the cable must be threaded through the bottom of the kiosk stand and through the hole in the back of the enclosure. Arrange the cable as shown here. Place the iPad into the enclosure on top of the cable, but do not plug it in yet. The top of the enclosure must be attached as shown here in order to allow space for the power plug. Lock the enclosure by pressing down the locking bolts. Once the locks are bolted, you can plug the power cable into the port on the iPad as shown here. Power and volume buttons are still accessible even when the iPad is enclosed. However, once the iPad has been placed in kiosk mode, those buttons will not respond until you have disabled kiosk mode. The base of the enclosure should be fastened to the pedestal with the 3 provided screws. Optionally, to conceal the power cable, you can run the cable through a separate hole drilled into the pedestal. Start the project by selecting iBooks and choosing Schatz Dreck-a-Mix. In order to prevent users from pressing the home button, you can insert the home button cover by opening the enclosure and placing the button as shown. Headphones can be attached to the headphone jack at the lower left-hand side of the iPad. The videos and audio can be paused by pressing the button on the headphone cable. This is true even in kiosk mode.